After years of ongoing hostilities, in June of 1967, war broke out between Israel and its Arab neighbors, Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. In that war, Israel captured East Jerusalem and most of the West Bank from Jordan.
When Israel took over that land, it essentially brought into Israeli hands most of what was in the Bible, in the Torah, the borders of the biblical land of Israel. And that actually unleashed incredible messianic passions, particularly among religious Israelis.
Since 1967, around 500,000 Israelis have moved to the West Bank. Some of these settlers have come to take advantage of affordable housing opportunities, and some have come for ideological reasons.
The deeper you move into the heart of the West Bank, you get to the smaller settlements and more committed to redeeming the entire biblical land of Israel by almost any means possible. That could mean using different legal strategies and sometimes violence.
Extremists have increased their attacks on Palestinians in the West Bank by tenfold since the Hamas perpetrated massacre of October 7, 2023. These attacks have ranged from intimidation to the burning of cars and homes to even shooting incidents that have left many in the hospital and some killed. For over 28 years, Rabbi Arik Ascherman has been an activist in the West Bank, working to protect Palestinians and their communities. Through his organization, Torah of Justice, he employs legal advocacy and offers a protective presence, often risking his own safety. Hey! We followed him in the West Bank for 24 hours, and this is what we saw. Our first stop was a small townlet 5 miles into the West Bank, where a group of farmers reside.
Since October 7th, settlers and soldiers coming in and pointing guns at them and saying, "You're out of here an hour, you're dead." And that's when we started trying to be here 24/7. It just helps people just to know that they're not alone.
At 2 a.m., we were awoken to a call that a group of young men were attacking a nearby village. We quickly jumped into a car and started driving.
أنا فهمتش. دقيقة أنت في بيتك. أنا في بيتك كمان دقيقة. شو قال لك الشرطة? The settlers left about 10 minutes ago, maybe because they know the police were coming. It's very likely the police called them to tell them they were on their way. That happens also. The very fact that we're here helps to allay some of the latent fear that people always have that something could happen. Just the fact that we're here is the reason it doesn't happen. It doesn't always work that way, but often it does. I feel more marginalized today than ever before. Over 28 years I've been doing this.
At sunrise, we drove to a spot where Palestinian farmers filled their water tanks amid recent threats.
See, there's a settler over here who's kind of watching us. He's not really doing anything at the moment. People often ask me, how can you as a rabbi defend Palestinian rights here? God promised the land of Israel to the Jewish people in perpetuity. When in the name of the land, we are willing to dispossess, expel, abuse, mistreat fellow human beings, when the land becomes more important than that Palestinian shepherd or farmer, that's actually idolatry. Because they are created in the image of God, not the land. I did want to be a rabbi since age 6 or 7. I believed that I would live my life wherever I could make my contribution to what we now call Tikkun Olam.
We then went to a vineyard 35 miles into the West Bank where a farmer named Ayad has faced regular harassment from both the army and local settlements nearby.
Now the certain army, and I don't know if it's official or it's rogue, have been preventing them and threatening to arrest them or arrest us if they're here on this side in their land. This is a new tear in the fence, probably by settlers, very likely coming from up there from the Micha's farm, which is up there on the hill up there. Most of what I've been doing since May is protective presence, and then the legal work on their behalf.
The problem here is we cannot came here to my farm easy. It's very not safety because the soldier and the settlement. And they arrest me for 5 hours because I passed the road. And I think we must go because the soldiers come, maybe the problem is coming.
Our interview with Ayad is cut short as IDF soldiers arrive.
תסביר לי איך אם יש לה, אם אנחנו מותר להיות כאן, איך זה שהמתנחלים מותר להיות כאן עם העדר שלהם? יש להם אישורים שמי?
במדינת ישראל.
אני ספק גדול. כי זו אווירה פלילית. אם הצבא נותן מישהו אישור להיות באדמה פרטית בטאבו של מישהו אחר. זה לא יכול להיות.
זה לא אדמה פרטית.
כן, כן, כן. אתה רוצה לראות את המפות? אני יש לי את המפות.
Don't do anything wrong. Make not safety to the soldier. Just work at my farm. I don't know what the problem.
To protest Ayad's arrest, Arik and the other activists sit in front of the army's car, blocking its way while Ayad is inside in custody.
יש לך שיקול דעת לשחרר אותו. עכשיו אני גם אומר לך את המפה.
בזמן שאתם יש לך מרדף.
אני גם אומר לך את המפה של...
שם יש מפקדים מעליי, אני לא כלום בשום דבר. מה זה?
אני מסביר לכם שהאדמה הזו היא אדמה בטאבו.
תביא ברכב שלי, תביא אותי ברכב.
אל תיגע בי. אל תיגע בי. מה אתה עושה? מה אתה עושה? מה אתה מגרע בו? מה אתה מגרע בו?
מה אתם עושים?
בואו זריז.
אנחנו בשידור חי שחיילים לקחו מישהו באדמה, גם לוקחים אחד מאיתנו, שכל הפשע כאן.
תענלית על העיניים.
כן.
הרב, לא? שאומר לי, שקרים, אתה עם כיפה על הראש?
איזה שקרים? איזה שקרים?
After Arik and the army left the vineyard, we were told that shepherds from the local settlement had broken into Ayad's vineyard and brought their goats to eat the grape leaves. We immediately turn around and return back to the vineyard.
תצאו מכאן עכשיו. Get their faces. Get their faces. I need their faces. You got every aspect of them. יש מתנחל אחד עם עדר של איזה אולי 100 ראש, אני לא יודע. יש עזים, ובזמן שאנחנו מדברים הם ממשיכים לאכול את הגפנים כאן. אז שלח לי את המדיה ואני אשלח לך תמונות. The numbers of the sheep. There's no time for... just catch can. אין מצב, לא יכול להיות שעדר, שניידת הגיע ושחיכיתי על הכביש הראשי, אין מצב, אין מצב.
אם אתה מתלונן על אכילת כפנים, לך תגיד לבעל הכפנים שילך להגיש תלונה במשטרה, עד כאן זה בסדר?
לא, כי זה בניגוד למכתב שיש לנו מהיועמ"שית. לא, לא. לא, אבל אני אומר לך, אוקיי, אני הזעתי לך, אני שמעתי לך, אתה מוכן לשמוע לי? What was important about this day is that it could have been any day. Yes, there are the highlights, so to speak, of this, the over-the-top violence, but it's the ongoing, grinding dispossession that's happening every day, every minute, with neither the international community nor us having the ability to put a stop to it.
From October 7th to the making of this film, there have been over 1,400 attacks on Palestinians in and around the West Bank.
It is basically a situation that there are only a handful of us, human rights defenders in the field, with our finger in the dike. But the dike is disintegrating.